because we're talking about Everton next. They were beaten 3-1 by Manchester City last night. And listen, I was watching that game in the flesh. We had it live here on talkSPORT for you. Everton miles off it, in my opinion. I was actually surprised. I know they excuse me. Yeah, okay. I'm all right. Yeah. I know they lost against Fulham in the previous game. But for me, it is a squad that should be capable of dealing with the injuries that they've got at the moment in much better way. Over the last 5 years, they've spent £530 million. And it lacked quality, their squad. And it was mainly effort. It was mainly running around. And I just thought, this is Everton. This is Goodison Park. Do they really want a team that just runs about? Especially with a manager like Carlo Ancelotti. Look, I saw a solid side, but does it have the makings of a genuine top 4 team? For me, with the players they've got at the moment, including new signings, absolutely not. The goalkeeper, the defence, the midfield, the forward line, they all lack the quality needed to be a genuine Champions League contender for me. But Farhad Mashiri's been there since February of 2016. So 5 years worth of spending, £530 million later. And the money that's been spent, I mean, the reason that it struck me so much last night, I looked at their forward line. I saw Sigurdsson, £50 million, Gylfi Sigurdsson. Richarlison, another £50 million. Alex Iwobi started. You know, another, near £30 million for him. You look at the signings since Farhad Mashiri came in there. The likes of Yannick Bolasie, £26 million. £20 million on Morgan Schneiderlin. Over £20 million on Theo Walcott and Cenk Tosun. £24 million on Davy Klaassen. They spent 25 on Pickford. 25 on Michael Keane. I mean, Yerry Mina, £27 million. Digne, the left-back, great player, £18 million. Moise Keane, who's on loan at the moment, £24 million. Andre Gomez, Jean-Philippe Gbamin, remember him? £22 million. I mean, it's just so many players where they've spent, for me, significant money. And for me, the quality is not there. Marcel Brands came in and said he wanted the club to challenge for the title, and he's still their director of football. If he's got a plan, I don't see how it's working at the moment. I think Everton are wasting money. So, Everton fans, I want to know from you, is this good enough for your club? Is this current team good enough? I know there's been improvements since the last manager left.
Not at all, right? And look, Farhad Mashiri there said, look, it's a project, and he sounds like he's okay with this project, and he must be a very, very rich man because he spent nearly £500 million, and I still think they are way off, maybe £500 million more in order to get to where they need to get to. You read out a lot of their signings, Hugh, and I think the easiest thing to do is probably read out the successful ones up there. And, you know, you're shaking your head. And, I mean, probably the best signing they've got is the cheapest one, which is Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who just cost over £1 million. I mean, how many of these signings have worked out? How many have moved on to other clubs and been sold for less money and disappeared? How many of them, from the ones you read out, we didn't even know played for Everton? I completely forgot about 6 of them actually played for Everton. So, look, it's been disappointing. I watched that game yesterday, and I couldn't believe that an Everton team that were top of the table, 3 months ago, was sitting back and getting bullied by Manchester City. I mean, the possession stats at the end of the game, I think, was something like 75% Man City, 25 Everton. That's disgraceful at home. A club the size of Everton should be embarrassed. And let's also not forget as well, they have right now in their midst a top 8, top 9 manager in the world in Carlo Ancelotti, a manager that's won things at Real Madrid and Bayern Munich and Chelsea. He was brought in to transform the club, and they look like a team for me that's going to finish where they finished for the last 4 seasons, 7th, 8th. That's not good enough.